Okay, very good morning, and I'm Janpha Thadphoothon, and what I'm uh, doing here is explaining why proofreading is very important. So why proofreading matters, and these are the topics of my talk. I won't spend uh, too much time on this. Okay, just to give you the ideas of what my talk is on about. I will talk about writing as a process, not as a product. Okay, and when we make errors in writing, we sometimes make spelling mistakes. This is natural. And then I will talk about the role of technology. And for me, proofreading is about reading and reading again many times and noticing the language. And you need to be able to correct the mistakes to the use of technology and the use of helpers and also the last person who will have to live with your writing is you yourself. It's about building a habit, and then I'll do the summary and conclusion. Okay. Now, uh, what is proofreading? Uh, Proofreading, according to Cambridge Dictionary, refers to it's a process. You can see that is the process of finding and correcting mistakes in a text before it is printed out or put on the internet. So it's a process of finding and correcting mistakes in a text. So usually the spoken text. Okay. So when you put the word proofreading in sentences, this is from the Cambridge Dictionary. You can use it as like this. The pages are then sent out for proofreading. Okay, and you can see the word for proofreading, and you got to pay for proofreading, something like that. Most of the errors were corrected at the proofreading stage. Okay, so you can see the word proofreading stage. Proofreading can be an adjective. It can also be a noun. The verb is to proofread. For example, you need to proofread your writing or your report before you submit it for to me. Okay. So this is what proofreading is. And when we do our writing, we often make mistakes. Uh, so it's normal because writing, as I mentioned earlier, is a process. It's a process for me. Okay, when you have the ideas or you have the concepts, you have to create the outline of your discourse. Like you have to create the outline, and then that you turn the ideas into your draft. The draft is the ideas putting into writing, like you turn ideas into sentences and paragraphs, and many paragraphs you form into a text or a discourse. And along the way, you need to do a revision. So you revise your work, you look at it again, and then you notice if you notice any errors, you correct it. It can be grammatical error, spelling error, and other things. And then maybe you have to do it again a few more times until you get the final draft or the final version, the version that you are happy with. It's not perfect, but yeah, it's the final version anyway. So This is what I mean by writing as a process. So it's okay to make errors in your writing, and everybody makes spelling errors anyway. Some once in a lifetime anyway. Some of you will make it very often on a regular basis. So it's your duty, it's your responsibility to make sure that the writing has been proofread, that has been edited. You have to be able to proofread your own work and then edit it, editing it. So the proofreading is a step in a process of uh, editing. I'll talk about that later anyway. So you have to. This is I found this from the internet. Always check for spelling mistakes. As you can see, a lot of spelling mistakes you have to check, just for fun anyway. And technology can give you some help. For example, there are many uh, softwares that you can actually use, like application. This one, one of the popular one is the Grammarly. You can see here, it's actually help you to um, check your spelling and grammatical uh, inconsistencies. So technology can give you some help, okay? And I recommend that you use it. In addition to technology applications, you can seek some help from your friends or from professional proofreaders or editors for help. And there are a lot of helps on the internet, but in order to get some help like that, actually sometimes you need to pay for that. Help is not free. There's cost for that, and you have to know what you're doing and benefit from it. Otherwise, you are just wasting your money. So the basics are very important. So what you need to do is you have to read after you finish your first draft. Don't just give out and then hand in, because your ideas may be very good, but the spellings errors and grammatical errors and some formats may not be uh, appropriate. So you just spend a little bit more time reading it again and again, a few more time, looking for like grammatical errors, spelling errors, including structural issues like the move, the structure of your arguments, and also the audience, who is your audience, and your aim, and the convention like citation, referencing, and the style of the language, and also the coherence. Coherence means the logical idea, or um, you know the logic of your writing. So these are some of the issues that you can look at when you do the proofreading. Um, so my advice to you is that to look at proofreading and your editing duty, as not just a burden, not just something that you do it for nothing. You're not doing proofreading or editing your work. You're not doing these things for nothing. You are doing it for your own benefits. For your own benefits. There are many benefits of proofreading. You can help other people. Uh, you can learn from the errors. Remember that language learning, uh, like in any other learnings, you actually learn from mistakes, you learn from the feedback, and because feedback is important in language learning, because and especially online learning, if you do the learning on the internet, many people are not successful in their online learning, partly because they cannot teach themselves. So online learning is mainly about self-teaching. You know, you need to be able to teach yourself, and proofreading is one of the ways to teach yourself. So it's all come down to the importance of building up your learning habit or your study habit. Uh, for example, you need to take notes when you found unusual errors or your own mistake or other mistakes. You take notes and then you look at it again, you review it, you study your notes, and then you try to improve it. The next time round, you do it better. And you can also help other and help yourself as well. So it's all about building your characters. So let's move on to the conclusion or the summary and the conclusion. So proofreading is about being careful and vigilant in living and working. It's about being aware of your own shortcomings, like nobody is perfect. Proofreading is about self development, it's about building up your characters, about self discipline. It's also something that, for me anyway, uh, give you internal joy and to become a more independent person. Technology can only assist you, it cannot give you all the answers. It's you who have to, uh, you know, do the final reading. You have the final say. Thank you very much. Anyway, proofreading again is very important, and it's not easy, to proofread, but it's something that has to be done. Thank you very much. Thank you for this.